Welcome back, and a very special welcome to our next guest. He's a man I've come to admire greatly for his courage and his, well, tenacity in fighting for freedom. He was a Google expert and practitioner at both Google and YouTube as a software engineer until he realized what that company, the parent company, and YouTube, its subsidiary, were doing to suppress free speech. And Zach Vorhies didn't want any part of that and left the building, as they say, equipped with quite a lot of information and documentation about the censorship that Google and its various enterprises were engaged in. And he has ever since been both warning about what this means for freedom of speech, obviously, but freedom more generally, and now has embarked upon a new venture to try to help counter those censorship activities. And we're going to talk with him about both his experience and insights into the problem we have and what he is trying to do about it. Zach Voorhees, it's great to have you here at Securing America. Welcome.
Frank, thank you for having me back on the program.
It's a delight. Let me start by just asking you to sort of level set with us on your experiences and insights into this phenomenon of having big tech, IT and software and other techniques used to try to deny Americans their constitutional right to free expression.
Right. So, the short version of the story is that Google started off as a libertarian organization. When they went IPO, they had a constitution which included don't be evil and also organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. I agreed with that. And I felt that the company embraced my personal values as well as many of the values around the corporation with the employees. And but in 2016, when the wrong presidential candidate won the election, Google decided that they were going to put a lid on populism.
From the point of view of
Right.
Google, let the
hmm
record show.
And so they decided they were going to reverse that and that they were going to turn their entire corporation from something that helped people express freedom to something that stamped it out. And that's where we are today, where you say the wrong thing and your entire YouTube channel could be completely eliminated. Your website can be pulled from all ad funding. And we're in a state of extreme censorship by a corporation that promised that they wouldn't do such things.
Zach, there's a lot of anecdotal evidence of this phenomenon of censorship, but one of the most consequential instances was how Google and YouTube and other big tech operations suppressed information about the laptop that Hunter Biden had turned over to a technician that had all kinds of information deeply suggestive of compromises of not only him but his father by hostile powers, including the Chinese Communist Party. Talk a little bit about that as an example of what was done to keep the American people in the dark about something that the Silicon Valley guys didn't want them to know and that they had a need to know about before that
Right.
election.
So it was in October of 2020, and Hunter Biden's laptop was turned in to authorities because it had highly compromised material on it, compromising him, compromising the integrity of the presidency. It revealed that there was collusion between him and Ukraine, with Zelensky and Burisma, and that this was the president's son. It allowed us a little bit of insight into how these elites operate. And um, unfortunately, the media came out and said that it was Russian disinformation. We know now that it was not, that it was real. And as a result of that proclamation, big tech banned it. They banned it on YouTube. They banned it on Twitter, and millions of Americans were not shown the truth. It was hidden from them from big
Right.
tech. And
And what's really important, Zach, is that there has been polling that indicates that large numbers of people, including Democrats, who voted for Joe Biden, said they wouldn't have done so if they actually had that information at hand. Which brings me to what you're trying to do now to ensure that there isn't sort of more of this kind of censorship and actual interference with not just our First Amendment freedoms, but with perhaps, the very future of our country. Talk about what you call Blast.Video and what you have in mind for it to do in these regards.
yeah, so Blast.Video is a solution to censorship. And I realized earlier on in 2021 that aggregation could defeat the censorship. So, censorship, the reason why they do it is to
And when you say aggregation, what do you
so
mean by that?
aggregation is the bringing together of different items. And so Google search engine is essentially an aggregation of different websites that it reveals to you when you type in a search query. And so Blast.video is an aggregator in the fact that it goes out to the internet and uses a spider, a digital spider, to crawl around and get links to videos that exist on, influencers and newsmakers across the country. And it takes all those. There's not that many. There's only like 250. And it brings all those together into one single website where it serves it to you, the audience member. And if you like
Now, is this something that's currently done by Google or by YouTube or
in various forms,
by both of
aggregation
them in
is
partnership?
used, absolutely. But this is, I'm not a big corporation. I'm just, trying to launch a service. And so I scaled that down to 250 different people that are scanned. And because of that, we can find and identify trends across the internet. And you can basically get what everyone is talking about every single day, 24 hours in that day. And because of this,
And there are videos in
yeah,
particular.
it's videos, like people like you, people, that like Tim Pool, Joe Rogan, these really, foundational, like viral content creators that a lot of people know that are being suppressed. And the thing is that they're going to be suppressed on YouTube and then, possibly various other video hosts. And the thing is as long as they exist somewhere on the internet, Blast.video will be able to scan them and ingest them and bring them in to the website and provide you, the audience member, a link to that content creator.
Wow. Now, is this a subscription service or is this a free platform? How do you see it both serving this need and evolving in the days
Right
to come?
now, it's completely free. I'm going to keep it free for the foreseeable future. We are monetizing via donations, which is done through a Give Send Go.
And how do people do that?
So if you go to the
Give, sign,
website
go.
blast.video, you'll get a pop-up eventually that will have you go to the support page, or you can hit the heart icon at the upper right-hand corner. And, we're keeping this project alive based on your donations, and we're going to keep it alive through 2022 and hopefully through 2024. I'd really like to have this up there for the next elections. So the next Hunter Biden laptop incident can't happen.
Yeah. Well, and it's coming for sure. So this takes on again a vital urgent importance. When you talk about aggregation, Zach, to the extent that the average consumer wants access to information and has no idea that Google is limiting their search or providing them what Google wants them to know rather than what they may be actually seeking. Your platform is going to get around that by what technique? Obviously, you're not malignly trying to control, but is there something that Blast.Video will be predicated upon that ensures that you get what you're looking for and you get it when you are looking for it?
Um, Yeah, it's able to scan other people's for videos, right? Like, let's say you've got Dan Bongino, he used to exist on YouTube. No, now he no longer does. He operates at Rumble now, and if he gets censored at Rumble, he's going to go to BitChute, and all of those platforms are being scanned by Blast.Video in order to make sure that his videos get to the front. So in order for him to get banned off of Blast.Video, he literally has to get banned off of every single platform, and there's just so many platforms. I don't think that we're in a state right now where he can get banned from everything. And so as long
So would it, as long as it's on his own website, would that make sure that he's still getting access? Because I'm a big fan of Dan's, and I want to make sure that people have access
Absolutely,
to his products.
absolutely. um
Great. Zach, we have to leave it at that for the moment, but I'm extremely excited by what you're doing. Thank you for this freedom fighting that you are valiantly engaged in, and I hope that people will check out Blast.Video and donate to enable your work to continue, and that you will come back to us with updates in the near future. Thank you for your time
Thank
today.
you, Frank.
Cleo Pascal joins us next. We're going to talk about China's island hopping campaign, sort of right out of the pages of World War II, and what it might mean for the Pacific and us, right after this.